University West, and today we have 3 presentations about the final results. And today we are enjoying the presentations of Marku, Ritu, and then together Neha and Yusra. Marcus has been behind quite a comprehensive survey, I'd say, of new residents, people, looking for the motives for people that would move or have moved to Sotenes, looking at attractiveness factors. He'll be the first one in the lineup, if that's okay with him. And then we have Ritu, who has done a comparative study between Sotenes and Lysekil. And she's had a look at socioeconomic and demographic aspects, also looking at aspects related to the housing market and its dynamics. And a few things more she'll be introducing in a second. And the final presentation is done by Neha and Yusra, who looked very in detail into the governance structures and practices of 3 different hubs in 3 different countries they'll be presenting in a second 3 different degrees of maturity. So that's going to be a whole load of new knowledge for us. I am sure that it won't be things that we've heard 20 times already. I've seen the presentations and they're very conclusive. So what we've agreed to is to have 30-minute slots when Marcus starts his presentation, and the rest after they have around 20 minutes to present, and then we'll have 10 minutes for questions. So if we are disciplined, we probably won't go as far as 10:45, maybe something around 10:30. But who knows, maybe the discussions and the questions are so lively, dynamic that we want to stay a bit longer. That's why we catered for a bit more time. So last words from me at this point is to say thanks a lot, especially to the students. I was able to meet you all in Sweden at the beginning of December. Did your kind of midterm presentation update, and it was already then very interesting and full of content. And especially say thanks to Emil and to Per from University West, who have made this possible, have been coordinating as well in the background, and let's say continuing a great collaboration. So let's start with Marcus. Would you mind sharing your screen? Hi, do you have the little symbol up the top?
Sure.
Marcus Johansson, floor is yours. While you fixed your sharing, I just want to give one more remark. Around 3 minutes to the end of your 20 minutes, so minute 17, I'll be ringing a bell through my microphone, just so you're not surprised, so you know that, oh, okay, I have to get to the end of my presentation.
Yes.
So I don't see your screen yet, but now we see a screen.
Do you see my...
Yeah, we see it in full screen. Fantastic. There you go.
You don't...
Oh, now we have now we have the
Yeah.
presenter modus. Sorry, you'll have to flip that.
Do I think on Teams?
I can tell you.
Yes.
Yeah, if you open that up, go do your full screen, and then there's 3 little dots down the left, I think.
If I share my whole screen.
But we don't see it now. Yeah, now it's coming back. Okay. Put it into full screen.
Yeah, here.
Okay, we see the correct screen now.
I know.
That's good.
If you need to see your notes, you need a double screen. Do you have 2 screens today?
No. I'm used to Zoom, I guess, because then I can share only the presentation.
Oh, does anyone have a trick to share only the presentation and see the
notes?
No,
because
I could share your presentation from here if you would like to, and then just let me know when you want to change slide.
That's
Yeah,
nice.
that could be good.
Opportunity.
That could be
Yeah.
good. Thank you. Sorry,
Yeah.
Okay.
everyone.
No, of course. Just 1 second. So.
Thank you so much.
There we go.
Hello everyone. Firstly, my name is Marcus, and my internship has been with SIRR, working together with Sotenäs Municipality and University West. My study have been focusing on part-time residents having their second homes in Sotenäs, and the main topic has been attractiveness and motives for moving. You can change the slide, Emma. It's a picture of how it felt sometimes throughout the study. So why did I do this study? What were the purposes and the goals? So the purpose of doing this study is to better understand how people perceive Sotenäs as a place to live, not only as a destination for temporary stays, but as a municipality for long-term and permanent residents. Sotenäs is often described as a very attractive municipality, especially due to its coastal location and proximity to the sea. This attractiveness is clearly reflected in the responses, where many highlighted natural qualities, life values, and quality of life as key strengths. At the same time, several Swedish municipalities, particularly coastal and rural ones, face challenges related to permanent population decline, an aging population, and a growing share of seasonal residents. This creates a situation where places can be highly attractive, yet still struggle to convert that attractiveness into long-term settlement. This study aims to contribute to that discussion by identifying not only what makes Sotenäs attractive, but what factors limit the possibility of staying longer or moving here permanently. By doing so, the result can serve as a basis for reflection and future planning, especially in relation to housing, infrastructure, and long-term municipal development. You can change slide, Emma. So, some sociodemographic overview. I did send out 3,235 invitations to the study manually using letters, which was making me feel like the last picture. But I got 973 responses. That feels great, around 30%. I also did 3 interviews to get a deeper understanding. And also we had a comment section on some of the questions of the study to get a deeper reflections and thoughts from the respondents. The survey had a very even gender distribution, not exactly 50-50, but very close. And the majority of the respondents were at the age of 50 and up. Around 80% were from the age of 50 and up. However, the respondents in the age groups 25 to 49 were only 20%, but since the volume of the study was so large, 20% is still 182 people. So when the volume is that large, they still show a good degree of significance in the results. The educational levels were extremely high or very high, with 71% having an academic education compared to the national average in Sweden of around 31%. And this, I guess this is correlated to also you can see a very high household income level, with 85% of the respondents having a household income of 50,000 kronor or higher, compared to the 85% with a household income of 50,000 or higher compared to the national average of around 37,000. So Studies also show that highly educated people work until they are older and than people with lower education. And in this study, it applies. We can see an unusually large activity level for the older age groups, showing that 33% of the people in the age group of 66 to 69 are still active in their working life. And although there's very high age group throughout the study, 71% is still active. You can change slide. So some of my most relevant findings, 35% of the respondents, which is 322 people, use their part-time resident 90 to 200 days per year. And 18 of the respondents uses their resident over 200 days per year, showing that many of the respondents uses their part-time resident a large part of the year already. And the majority of the respondents had the possibility to work remotely from the part-time resident. And 75% of the respondents says that their resident is already move-in ready, meaning that if they got the idea to move to Sotenäs, they would already have a resident working both during summer and winter time, maybe with some small adjustments in some cases, but a very large percentage. So the combination that people already use the residents for a large portion of the year, have the capability to work from a distance, and have move-in ready homes are good foundations to try to motivate them to spend more time there and hopefully eventually want to move to Sotenäs. However, there are a few areas where they would like to see improvements in the municipality for them to become motivated to move there, such as public transportation. People really want to see more possibilities with the public traffic, especially between Gothenburg and Sotenäs and Stockholm and Sotenäs. And they suggest a good link between Sotenäs and Gothenburg when Västlänken starts up. They suggest that the train stops at Munkedal again to get better connection again with Sotenäs. And municipal service, they were very much focused on making the process of getting building permit easier and quicker, and lowered municipal tax levels. So many of the respondents are reluctant to change their registered municipality because the tax levels are higher in Sotenäs than in their current municipality. Although some of the residents have stated that if they would change to Sotenäs, that they would change to Sotenäs if the tax levels would get lower or match their current registered municipality. And bicycle paths. The respondents want to see new and safe bicycle paths between the different localities of Sotenäs and to cultural attractions such as Nordens Ark, for example. Emma, you can change slide. So my recommendations are to introduce an integrated relocation and establishment program for part-time residents, where building permits, guidance, municipal services, and incentives are combined into a clear and coordinated offer aimed at lowering the threshold for permanent settlement. Develop time-limited and clearly defined incentives linked to population registration, such as, just for examples, a free boat spot for 5 years or a free local traffic card for 1 year, temporarily lowered tax levels, free parking spot throughout the municipality for 2 summers, etc., giving the residents motivation to change registered municipality. Prioritize infrastructure that enables remote work and commuting, including public transport and commuting solutions such as carpools or programs where you can lend your car to other people when you don't use it, such as Go More, which is similar to Airbnb but with lending cars. making it easier for residents to travel within Sotenäs as well to other locations, for example, to workplaces and to other daily commitments in nearby cities. Invest in coherent and traffic-safe bicycle roads between the municipality's localities to strengthen year-round living and everyday functionality. This could be good both for individuals and also for families to go on bike trips together to Nordensark or similar cultural activities throughout Sotenäs. And lastly, more clearly communicate the value of population registration, both for individuals and local development, and how we contribute to public services and societal value. Yeah, you can change slide. So some of the challenges you face when trying to do this kind of changes. Financial constraints and prioritization. Incentives, infrastructure, investments, and service enhancements require funding and may compete with other municipal priorities. Moreover, municipal tax levels cannot be adjusted freely and are subject to political decisions, long-term budgeting, and responsible financial planning. Regulatory and legal limitations. Differentiated fees, incentives, and services and service benefits must comply with national regulations and principles of equal treatment, meaning that you cannot just give the part-time residents a lot of benefits for moving there. It has to be fair and apply for everyone. Managing expectations among residents. Targeted incentives for part-time residents may raise concerns among permanent residents regarding fairness and equal access, so related to the last one. An infrastructure dependency beyond municipal control. Improvements in public transport and commuting solutions often depend on regional or national actors, limiting direct municipal influence. You can change slide. So the result also points to several possibilities for Sotenäs moving forward. A key finding is the interest in staying longer or moving to the municipality, that the interest of moving to the municipality already exists. Many respondents express a clear appreciation for the area and a willingness to consider permanent residence, provided that certain conditions are met. This suggests that the challenge is not primarily a lack of demand, but rather the need to address structural and practical barriers. This creates an opportunity for the municipality to build on existing strengths, particularly the strong attractiveness linked to the sea in nature, quality of life. These qualities already function as a strong pull factor and a form of competitive advantage in relation to other municipalities. The finding also indicate that relatively targeted measures could have disproportionate impact. Small improvements in areas such as infrastructure, cultural innovation, or regulatory flexibility may significantly lower the threshold for individuals who are already considering a more permanent connection to Sotenäs. From a longer-term perspective, this opens up possibilities to gradually strengthen the permanent population base, which in turn can contribute to increased stability in local services, labor supply, and municipal finances. In this sense, the findings indicate that Sotenäs is not starting from zero. Instead, there is already a foundation of interest and engagement that could be further developed through targeted, coordinated, and long-term planning. Next slide. So, a closing reflection. What this study really shows is that many part-time residents are already living a large portion of the year in Sotenäs and have move-in ready homes. The opportunity for the municipality lies in lowering the threshold and making the final step towards permanent settlement easier. Thank you. the last slide.
Fantastic. Applause. As you can see throughout. So those were 14.5 minutes, which is great. Thanks a lot for your presentation. You were also very concise. I think there's more a lot of more depth also to your study. I think it's amazing that you got so many answers. And thanks for yeah, it was
difficult kind of because we had a 10-minute presentation in school like 2 days ago. So like, how do I build 10 more minutes on it quickly?
Okay, we'll take care
and
of that with a lot of questions.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I have a first question maybe to warm up the... Oh, hello? I'm back, yeah. Sorry, suddenly disconnected, yeah. One question that I'm thinking of is pointing in the direction of this feeling or potential feeling of not being fairly treated from the point of view of permanent residents. I was thinking on, let's say, the political toughness that would be necessary to bring this onto the agenda, because if I understand correctly, your permanent residents are the ones who vote in Zotenas and around, right? And the non-permanent residents don't vote there. So I'm thinking, what potential risks do I have as a politician if I propose or I support these measures to be, well, not hated, but that there might be some kind of discussions on, yeah, we have enough people here already. As you said, for example, let's give people 2 years of free parking in the summer. I thought, like, no, in the winter. Because obviously there'll be...
but it's free on winter time. That's the problem.
Yeah, okay, it's no benefit. There is no gain in that.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe you can elaborate a little bit more of, did you think about how to... how could these measures be implemented in a way that is, or what could be politically doable?
It's like, I think I've been thinking kind of if one could find a way to communicate the benefits to the local community. Because if you can explain why it could be beneficial to bring in these kind of earnings that they come with because of their high salaries, and yeah, that would be something. But how do you do that in a good way? So it's tough. But like that kind of the only only strategy I've been thinking about, communicate it in better ways.
Okay. The floor is open for questions. Who's interested in knowing more about this world of newcomers and convincing people to become residents? So there is Arne and Per.
Well, first of all, let me say thank you for this presentation. Actually, I have 2 questions, but maybe I start out with the first one and then ask the second question later if there is still time for it. So the first one is actually about your very first slide, and I've just now learned that you've been talking about this before. So, but I'm still very interested in this. You had a very high response rate. And that would be the first thing that I would be very interested in. How did you manage that? Because this is something that is not easily done, I can tell you. And the second part of it would be what led you to choose such an old school medium like a letter in the first place? What was your motivation behind that? And why the return rate was so high? Was it the interest in the topic? How did you make sure of that?
So I got the help from University West with funding to send out the letters, and that helped a lot. Because we knew that the population would be a little bit on the older side, so we thought letters would be smarter than the digital solution.
Okay, that makes sense.
And also, I guess we kind of guessed that they would have quite high education levels. So I think that is kind of the reason why I believe the response rates are so high, because they understand why they should answer and the differences it makes. That's my theories.
Okay, yeah, that
answers
makes sense,
your
I guess. Yeah.
question. It took 2 weeks to pack the letters.
Your second
Very
question,
interesting.
Arne. We still have a few minutes.
Yeah, well, if there is
Yeah.
still time for it, then I just shoot it. So the second thing would be the basically the community aspect of the part-time residents. You've been talking a lot about infrastructural measurements and administrative measurements on how to basically improve their connectedness with Sotenas. But we are also talking a lot about how the part-time residents can become part of community activities of local communities. And did you shed any light on this issue? Could there be any incentives in terms of how these residents can be more involved in the local community building?
I had questions if they were involved in any communities. Got higher yes response rate than I thought, but they have many of the respondents had been living there for like 40 years, so they are some kind of part of, because their grandma and grandpa were living there, so they are kind of part of the society. The other ones struggle a bit more than newer ones.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I have not looked deeply into that. No.
Okay. Yeah, but that's
It's a
very
good
interesting.
idea.
No, I mean, if there are, I didn't consider that some of these people were living there for like 30 or 40 odd years. So that is
It's
like
generational.
a generational thing even. That is maybe a bit different than what we experience with part-time residents in Germany, to be quite honest. That makes it a bit different.
Sometimes it's tough because I come from a small coastal area very close to Sotenas, so sometimes it's so obvious for myself, so I forget to think about it. Yeah.
Well, but thank you anyways. That would be me. Yeah, I'm done.
Great. Let's continue with Per.
The very quick comments, not so much questions. Thank you very much, Marcus. Firstly, yes, it is an impressive response rate. And I think Marcus has given the answers to why it is like that. To receive a personal letter is one way to do it. And I think that worked quite well. And then the higher education level. But it also indicates that the part-time residents do have an interest in what is happening in the community. So they are keenly interested. Otherwise, they wouldn't have responded. And as you could see, Marcus, in your surveys, they could add extra comments and so on. And there were a lot of comments about what one could do and what should we do and so on.
I have like 500
which shows an interest in it. So that's interesting.
It's almost too much interest.
Yeah. Back to your first question, I think that is that you discussed first is very interesting and probably requires another study, which is more of a political structure thing. How can you actually get politicians to dare to take this? The part-time residents are a very heterogeneous population. So what I think that local politicians very often are afraid of the ones that shout, but they are very much a minority. The majority of the part-time residents are very positive to live there and to be there. And the majority of the permanent residents are actually positive as well. So this is something that I think requires a study to listen and understand how politicians think about this, because I don't think they really understand it, to be honest. But that's for another study. That's interesting. Thank you very much, Marcus, for a good presentation.
Thank you.
Definitely. I mean, there's a few calls to action after this, which I already feel like, okay, let's start a working group of new residents. They're all interested in doing something. Come on, Sotenas, move it. And yeah, this question of the political will, and there might be maybe a lot more would be possible if someone would think about it in this structured way. And Marcus has put the founding stone maybe to do it. So, yeah. Michael, yeah, Skagen also very interested in the new resident topics. Yeah.
Yes, of course we are. And I think, first of all, thank you, Marcus. It's very interesting. And I'm guessing there will be a lot of similarities between Sotenes and Skagen if you make the same kind of survey here. What I maybe wonder, maybe you could say a little about it, is if it's possible from the material. I realize that the huge majority is these 60 plus people, but can you see any indications of differences in attitude or approach towards other age groups, how small they might be? I think what you indicated, it kind of confirms what you would maybe expect from this well-settled, well-paid older age group. Yeah.
Do you mean the differences between the little younger age group and the older?
Barriers, yeah, if they're a little younger, for instance.
You could see, of course, there were more interest in work opportunities for the younger age group. Also more interested in school, and quite similar, but a little bit more in infrastructure as well. But mainly the work opportunities, it's sank very quickly from the age group 35, 49 to 50 to 65. 50 to 65 were the main group, though. That's the main differences. A little, quite more similar than I thought it would be. So that's good, because then it's easier to make something for everyone.
Yeah, and I guess the fact that you reach out to part-time residents also make a difference, because just that they own a house in the municipality, that already there you took the first step. Okay. And you also have the ability to buy a house. I think it would be similar here in Skagen, because those who are not residents, their primary barrier would probably be house prices.
Yeah, that's were some comments about that.
Mm-hmm.
Of course.
Thank you.
They wanted to bring their friends to Sotenes, and that could be a problem in some cases.
They don't get a parking lot, that's clear. Oh my God. Okay. Emma, yeah, I was going to give the floor to you and ask about some technical things about reports and presentations, but you might have a question.
Yeah, and first of all, thank you very much, Marcus, both for the presentation but also for the work you have done. I'm really looking forward to look into your report as well, for also to see all the comments you received and like more of the analysis and data. And I'm sure there will be things we can use internally. We will of course spread the word, and we already think about how to do it. So we'll keep the contact, of course. And actually, I'm also interested, but I don't know if I have time for it. But since most of the hubs or partners are located in rural areas, I can guess there's a lot of similarities and also maybe a lot of thoughts that pop up in some other people's heads here in a group. Like Michael said, for example, in Skagen, there are a lot of similarities, and I think for sure in close to Vecta as well, or Läsa. But one question, was it something that surprised you when you saw the results?
I were quite surprised. I was surprised about many things. I was surprised mostly, I think, about the positivity and the engagement that I was met with. People called and rang and commented, and so much positivity, and also the amount of people who spend much time there were surprising to me. So yes, I guess I thought förutsättningarna.
The circumstances?
The circumstances would be a little worse than they were already. Doesn't make the assignment to try to make them register there easier, but yeah. And I was very happy, like, that I got some concrete things to work with, like almost so many comments saying that they wanted bicycle paths. It's like that could be something that might be doable. Local traffic is that's a tough one to crack, but like bicycle paths, that feels a little bit more you can take on it. And also lowering tax levels, like they are so they have all this money, but these 1 or 2% or 0.5%, it's just something that they disturbs them. So it's like, what can we do with that? Can we motivate with small things to get big results? So yeah, something like that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, well, let's move on to the next presentation. Oh, Louisa, just so you know. Is it a quick one?
Just a very, very quick question,
yeah.
because Emma said there was a lot of similarities. We don't have, I mean, I'm surprised about the whole infrastructure and the bicycle lanes and such, because it seems like such a small thing that wouldn't sort of wouldn't be a deal breaker for someone wanting to move somewhere. Whereas I think unless it's more the social aspect that's an issue, like people feel lonely and what should I do? There's no activities here. I feel bored. I don't have any friends. Was that something that popped up in your survey as well at all?
No, almost nothing about that. And that was also answer to Emma's question, one of the surprises. Because very few, because it's like, it felt like they already had a life going on there, most of the people, but they really wanted bicycle paths. So it's like, yes, I said, that's why I do this. That's why a study like this could be so valuable, because you might see some areas that you haven't thought about, or the importance of it you haven't understood. Yeah, so that's surprising, actually.
Interesting.
Yeah, right.
Well, thank you.
Thank you. Charlotte?
Yeah, super quick. Yeah, I was just thinking they see this as a way of communicate with the municipality, or somehow get the message through, and something they would change even though they wouldn't move there is the bicycle track. It's maybe we could see it as this is also a channel for communication. So it might not actually be the deal breaker. It could be, I don't know, but I just like to add that angle to it, since they are engaged and all of that. So yeah.
That's always the thing. You never know. You see all these comments, and then they get the bike path, and then they're not happy either way.
But I do think it's a super interesting thing, because of this the logistic problem in Sotenäs as well. So it's a very valid question, and I know it's been thought up, and it's a question it's ongoing, absolutely. So I think it's a good thing that we would change, but I'm not sure that it's the deal breaker. That's just what I want to say.
We'll see.
We really have to move on. It's just to be fair to all the presenters today, but I love that it's being very dynamic and everyone's interested. Emma, am I right to say that the reports or the presentations are going to be put on the SIRR website?
Yeah, you are right. So the presentations will be uploaded in the event, and the reports later on will be uploaded in the library. Yeah.
Okay, so I just
get access to the results. Yeah.
For those of you who might have missed it, the reports library on the website, I just posted it in the chat. One last suggestion to Marcos would be, if you have emails from the respondents, it would be nice once the report is uploaded that you contact them and say, thanks a lot for your contribution. This is the final result, and the municipality is well informed about it. see what happens. No? That'd be so you kind of close the feedback loop. That'd be great. Okay, so let's move on to the next presentation, and that is Ritu's presentation with the title "A Data-Driven Research Report on Sotenas and Lysekil Municipality."
Yeah. So Emma, please share my presentation as well as.
You don't want to share yourself?
No.
No, then I can go ahead. Give me a second.
Okay. Thanks, Emma.
Always.
Yeah. So, hello everyone. My name is Ritu Gupta, and today I will be presenting the key finding from my research conducted under the SIRR project, Sustainability, Innovation, and Resilience in Rural Areas. This studies focus on two Swedish coastal municipalities, Sotenäs and Lysekil, which are experiencing sufficient demographic and seasonal pressures. And second slide. This study use a quantitative research design, and data was collected from 2018 to 2023 from official sources such as SCB, municipal data, Lantmäteriet, and Arbetsförmedlingen. The analysis included descriptive statistics and trained analysis, like correlation analysis and cross municipality comparison. Now, slide 3. This is So this is research objective. The main objective of this research were to analyze socioeconomic and demographic challenges, to understand housing market dynamic, to identify governance gaps in municipal planning, to explore relevant European best practices, and to provide evidence-based insights for the development of SIRR hubs. And we are moving to next slide 4. Yes, so this is my methodology. Like this studies use a quantitative research design. Sorry, I'm in slide 5, right?
It should be.
Yeah. So, yeah, slide 5. The finding highlights several structure challenges like second home ownership and is driving housing prices beyond the reach of permanent residents. Municipal services such as healthcare, waste management, and water systems face heavy pressure during summer. There is a physical imbalance because the seasonal residents do not contribute to the local tax bases. Youth out migration, weakness, long-term labor market resilience, and there is a visible social fragmentation between permanent and seasonal residents. Now I'm going to slide 6. This is a quantitative trend. The data shows a clear upward trend in both housing prices and seasonal population. Housing prices increased from 2.1 million SEK in 2018 to 3.7 million SEK in 2023. Seasonal population increased from around 8,000 to 15,000 during the same period. This indicates a strong correlation between second home demand and housing market inflation. Seasonal peaks also create a significant pressure on local infrastructure. And now this is my 7 slides. Policy recommendation. Based on the findings, several policy recommendations are proposed, introducing seasonal or usage-based taxation, implementing compulsory registration for part-time residents, and prioritizing housing for essential workers and youth residents, strengthening youth-focused employment and innovation programs. As I showed you before, I have collected data from Arvis Midlingen also. So focusing on, I am suggesting this, and expanding SIRR hubs as collaborating platforms, and promoting culture events such as like Holi or Ravan Dahan, as I suggested before, to support off-season tourism. And my last slides, conclusion. In conclusion, Sutenas and Lisachil face interconnected challenges that require integrate and long-term solution, data-driven insights, governance reform, physical innovation, and community engagement are essential for building resilience. SIRR hubs provide a strong platform to support sustainable development and cross-sector collaboration. So this is my presentation, short and simple.
Okay, thanks very much, Ritu.
Yeah.
Good. Well, the first question I'm thinking about is if you had to propose and pick out one project that, or one topic, one area of action where Lysekil and Sotenes would have to collaborate to work together tomorrow, as you looked at both of them and concluded that they have interrelated challenges, what would you suggest? What should they start doing together?
They can start, as I suggest, cultural activities first, because in summer season they are already packed, but off season in winters there could be a chances like winter fest, snow fest, like, so cultural fest, lighting fest. So I think it could be a like good suggestion from my side.
Okay. Can you explain to us? I mean, I have no idea what happens in Holi or Ravan Dahan. You might be.
Okay.
Can you explain that?
Yes, because when I visited Sotenes commune, my first visit, I have seen there is a lighting show over there.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So actually, Ravan Dahan is a off-season event, like when winters start. So we can start that lighting system over there, Ravan Dahan, like it's a Hindu ritual. So kids and like adults can came there, and people want to learn their kids like how Hinduism is good, and also this is the just a way to collect Indians or other culture as well, as because they can come over there, they can see how like which kind of lightings, like pictures, we can display Avatar Ravan or Ram Avatar there. So it could be a very good like source development business over there. And as you know, in Paris, in USA, in Dubai, there are Ram Mandir over there. So this is the first uh, initially like starting over here in Sweden, in fact. So that's why. And other suggestion is Winterfest, as I told you. Like, have you seen in Switzerland there is a Winterland, so it's a musical show. We can contact actors, musical stars to come and play, and we can sell tickets, and everybody want to join this, because in winter season many people are feeling lonely, alone, so dark nights and all. But this system could bring like new activities for them.
Okay. Thanks a lot for your explanations.
Oh, thank you.
The floor is open for further questions, reflections, comments. Bitte schön.
Just very quickly, unfortunately, I have to leave the meeting now. Looking forward to reading all of your reports, and see you soon.
Okay. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay. Shall we continue with oh, now suddenly there are two questions. Emma and Michael.
Oh, great. Yeah, just wanted to wait for others in the room. But thank you very much, Rito, also for interesting results. And it's also really interesting when you kind of try also to look into or compare it with Marcus results as well, because I was also thinking about like, and what Louise said about, you know, loneliness and social activities and these kind of things. But because if you compare with Marcus results, it's also about infrastructure and these kind of services. So I was also thinking about, you know, must everything happen in Sotenäs, or could it also be an option to offer like, I don't know, joint bus trips going from Sotenäs for specific events in the rural area or in the region, or to Gothenburg? They have like a movie festival there now in some upcoming days. So I was also thinking about this perspectives, like what do we need to have like here locally, or should it be like specific big events, or just like all year round activities, or more open restaurants and these kind of things? So it's also starts a lot of reflections when you like compare it, and also interesting regarding the price of houses, as you could see that they have went up a lot. And in my not an opinion, but I think like all the half-time residents also is one of the reasons why it's so, the prices are so high, because like Marcus said, they're high educated, maybe a high income, and they can, you know, also be a part of running the prices goes up a lot. And that's also an issue when someone actually wants to live here all year round, you know, because it's not only the summer houses coming up in prices, like all the houses. So it's a lot of interesting to just think about the results and compare it. But was it the same question as to Marcus? Was it something that surprised you when you did your research?
Yeah, exactly. Like very like positive feelings about it, because it's a very good results, and but same time challenges also. So like I conducted a municipality level quantitative policy analysis for Sotenos commune and Lycée, using official demographic, housing, labor, and physical databases to support evidence-based sustainability and resilience planning under the integrated SIRR projects.
Was there something more that surprised you when you did your research?
Yeah, like when I like took data from Arbus Midlingen, so like I have surprised like how youth is unemployed there, and what kind of policy we can approach there. So yeah, some data factors, some kind of.
Yeah, thank you. Michael?
Yeah, first of all, thank you. Again, it's quite interesting also, again, obviously seeing similarities to what we know here from Skagen. And then just a comment to compliment you on this, that you maybe also remind us that sometimes we can look into other target groups for what we do, not only the usual suspects. So pointing towards this more international approach and how to maybe attract people with different cultural backgrounds to our areas. It's quite interesting also from us in Skagen, where we specifically look into those work immigrants who come here to work, and where we need to do even more to make them citizens and not just some who come and leave again at some point. So thank you for that.
Thank you so much.
You look
Yeah,
puzzled.
you there? Yeah.
If there are no more questions, we can then say thank you to Ritu and proceed to the next presentation. Okay, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Good. Now it's
once again.
now it's turn for Yusra and Neha to present the report or the assignment on hub governance. Are you around? Yes, you are.
You want to share your screen yourself?
Yeah, exactly. I will do it. I will try to do it.
Great.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. Can you see the?
Once you put it into full screen.
Yes. Okay. No? Yes?
Yep, it's working. So the floor is yours.
Yeah, so hello everyone. So me and Yusra, we are going to share the results of our 5-month deep dive into the SIRR hubs, which we did for the governance model and the effectiveness in fostering the multiple helix co-creation. And our goal here was to understand how these hubs made decisions and how we can make the collaboration even stronger for the future. So moving on to the next slide. So the main goal for us was to understand the models right now and find very simple ways to strengthen collaboration, as I said, for the future. And we used a very practical method. We conducted document analysis with the documents which we got, and also interviews for 3 hubs. We chose 3 hubs, which I'll tell further. So uh, we looked at the in-depth interviews with people running the hubs and their partners, and we wanted to answer one main question, that is, how do different governance model in SIR hubs influence their ability to engage diverse stakeholders in meaningful co-creation. And moving on to the next slide. So then the most important findings is something which we call the engagement paradox. So this is actually a challenge shared by almost all the hubs. Even when there is great interest, the initial momentum fades, and it fades and attendance at the open events just wear out over time. So we also found that the key groups are hard to retain, like it can be difficult to keep the youth, busy business owners, or local association involved for a long time. And the engagement becomes sporadic because if it is often tied to project funding cycles. So our work shows that this is not a matter of will, but a matter of finding the right procedures to make staying involved manageable for everyone. And the next slide. So we did a thematic analysis for the project after the interviews were done, and we had identified the 5 major themes from the interviews which we did. And So first we looked at the formal governance, which is the official rules and that gives us the structure. Second is the informal governance and trust, which can be also one of the major secret glue that holds the personal relationships and fast calls, which actually allows us to move quickly. And we also looked at the engagement challenge, or how we turn early excitement into a long term commitment. And fourth was the co creation in practice, which covers all the workshops and the meetings where everyone works together. And finally, we looked into the resilience in mission, which is how the big goals like the green projects or green energy cycles or the jobs, which keeps us forward and moving, which keeps us focused and to move forward for the same. Next slide. And so we, from the findings, the main we focused on three major hubs. So we focused on hubs with different maturity stages. So Larobas is in a sprouting stage, and Trendy a rooting stage, and Soton is in the thriving stage. And Larobas acted in France is at the sprouting stage, acting as a popular local meeting point, and Trendy being a routing center is having a strong focus on activating university students and also the entrepreneurship community. And uh, Sotenes is at the thriving stage with much years of experience in circular economy projects and which provides the stability and legitimacy they need to survive and build for the community. And next slide. So each hub offers a great lesson. So in France, Larobas showed that how to succeed in early engagement by using a users committee and to make sure that the space met everyone's need right from the very start. And at Trendy in Germany gave us a lesson in being agile. They moved into a visible container space on campus, and it made themselves very much more accessible to the community. And in Sweden, here in Sotenes, it shows the power of long-term relationships. Like over the 15 years, the amount of trust they have built, and this actually allows the municipality and the local industries to solve the problems together quickly and informally. So these are some of the key insights which we got from each hub, and especially some of the things which mainly pointed out was the trust building being an important part as a whole to make much more stakeholder engagement, and how you can actually uh, be grow together for the future. And moving on to the next slide. So the main things what we learned were that the foundation is the host. I mean, it is usually either the municipality or the university which is providing uh, everything for the hubs to survive. And the main thing was that the trust is being the secret sauce. I mean, if you have it, it was something which drove both the formal and the informal communication and the governance as well. And the informal relationship fills the gap in formal rules, and that is what was keeping things flexible. And most importantly, we learned that meaningful formats matter the most. So people stay engaged when the structure had, something which made them feel when they participated, it was worth their time. So they wanted question that matters, wherein they knew that if they came to a workshop, they will get something back from the workshop and be as much as in relation for the long term. So next, I guess Yusra will continue further on.
Thank you, Neha. Now let me start with what we saw in these 3 hubs. They are doing real work and bringing people together, but they also face real challenges. First challenge, limited time and staff. Small teams are trying to coordinate many partners on top of everything else. You are often small teams doing big work. As one coordinator said, we are often small teams doing big work. Second challenge, communication gap. If language is too abstract, people don't see why governance matters and they don't engage. They are real barriers, but they are challenges to grow through, not reason to give up. Because we also saw strong strength to build on, tangible outcome, because we saw strong, I'm sorry. Now I will talk about the strength. We have tangible outcome. When people see a concrete project, a new partnership, or a problem solved faster through collaboration, they believe in it and come back. A sense of belonging. Shared event and co-design activity turn stakeholders into real partners who feel ownership. This strength already exists in your hub. You have commitment, caring people, and visible result. The real question is, how do you use this strength to deal with the challenges? That's where clarity comes in, clear ways of working together, clear role, clear ways to see what matters. The bottleneck isn't goodwill or commitment. The bottleneck is clarity. Once you have that, everything else can follow. And to talk about how to build that clarity, I want to walk you through the thinking behind our framework next. When we designed this framework, we didn't invent it from scratch. We borrowed it from 2 powerful ideas that work in many fields. And I promise they're not as complicated as they sound. The first is called Agile. The second is change management. Agile is like cooking. You don't write out the perfect recipe first and hope it works. You taste as you go. You adjust the salt, you add more lemon, you taste again. You keep adjusting until it tastes right. That's agile. It says start now, see what works, adjust, try again. Learn as you go. For governance, that means don't wait for the perfect plan. Start small, test something, learn, and adapt. Change management is like moving to a new house. You don't just move to the furniture. You help people adjust. You explain why, involve them in choices, celebrate progress, and give clear instruction so everyone knows where things are. For governance, that means explain the change, involve people early, celebrate win, and write things down so they survive staff change. Here are the key insights. Agile without change management, move fast but leave people confused. Change management without agile, talk a lot but change little. That combination creates sustainable governance change. That's what all the tools and practices are built on. Not complicated framework, just practical wisdom. Start now, learn as you go, and bring people with you. That's the foundation of our approach. Now let's see what this looks like in practice for your hub. Step 1. Understanding your hub. Your governance model needs to fit your stage. That work for a splitting hub will feel too loose for a thriving hub. And what work for a thriving hub would be
Oh. Internet connection displaying games with user. Oh, yeah. She's back.
sorry, don't know what happened.
It's
Can you
okay.
hear me?
Yeah, you still have
Okay.
to share your the
Okay,
screen
I
again.
will. Okay. Sorry.
No, it's okay. You starting to explain the
Yeah.
framework slide. I think she fell out again. Because her image is frozen. Just in case, Neha, do you think you could take on the rest of the presentation?
Yeah, but can I ask her just for a moment?
Yeah, we'll give her another chance. She'll probably have to reconnect.
She will come now. Yeah.
I don't know what happened.
Yeah, I'll share the screen.
Okay, good idea. We don't see your... No, it was Neha. Okay.
I can also share screen.
Yeah?
That's
Neha is online twice. That is interesting.
No, I just logged in from my laptop to share the thing.
It's weird, actually. I got logged out. I don't know why.
Yeah,
We'll never know
can
why.
you please give me
It's
the
okay.
permission to share the screen? I mean, I just logged in from my laptop, so I don't have the permission.
Second. Oh, now it should work.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So,
Okay, let's continue.
Okay. Now, step 2 is about choosing governance options that match your stage. If you're protein, just starting, keep it light. A small founder cycle, a few prototype user session, or one-to-body advisor. The goal is to move fast and not drown in admin. If you're routine, growing, and add some structure, a user committee, a small advisory board, or project steering group. The goal is broader participation and clearer decision. If you're thriving, establish it, focus on staying fresh. A rotating steering committee, thematic panel, or stronger link to the wider ecosystem. The goal is shared leadership and avoiding stagnation. These are starter options, not a checklist. Pick 2, 3 concrete changes that fit your stage. Start now and adjust as you go. Now that you know your hub type and have chosen a governance option, step 3 is about simple tool to make it real. Tool 1, plan in sprints. Pick 2, 3 concrete changes. For example, start a user committee, simplify decision, use one-page summaries, test them for 3-6 months. Then ask what worked, what need adjusting. The goal is to learn, not to be perfect. Tool 2, use a visual board. Have a basic board with to do in progress done so everyone can see what governance work is happening and where things stand. It makes the invisible visible. Tool 3, keep documentation light. Instead of a long manual, create a one-page overview. How decisions are made, who is on which body, how to bring in new ID. Short and note that people actually read it and new people can understand it. Together, these 3 tools keep your governance visible, testable, and sustainable. Now, the last step, not the last step, the 4th one. Then governance usually fail not because of structure, but because people don't understand the change, feel left out, or don't see the benefit. So step 4 is about that human side. Explain the why. Say what wasn't working and what should improve using example people know. Build a core group. Work with a small team of staff, partner, and community member who support the change. Celebrate small wins. Point out concrete success so people see the value. Make it stick. Write new practices into guidelines so they survive staff change. In the end, governance is about people. Take care of them and the structure will work. After Herb have tested some governance change for about a year, step 5 is a very simple annual check-in using the table of questions that will be included in our research internship report. You do not need a big evaluation study. Once a year, you sit down and quickly go through 4 points: representation, effectiveness, legitimacy, and sustainability. In the table, you simply tick yes or no for a question and not action needed. Where answers are no, where answers are no. If most answers are yes, you are on a good path. If several are no, the table clearly shows what to do, what to work on next. So here we are. I've shared the framework. I've given you options. I've named the challenges and the enabler. Looking ahead, I want to leave you with just a few simple points. First, the hub already shows strong commitment to working together. That's your biggest strength. Second, governance isn't about complicated rules. It's a basic foundation that keeps people engaged and coordinated. Third, every hub is different. You don't need a perfect model, just something that fits where you are now and can adapt as you grow. So you already have the commitment and the people. What you need now is clarity. Ask yourself one question. What is one change we could try in the next 3 months to make collaboration stronger? Not a perfect plan, just one real step forward. That's where sustainable governance began. Thank you. And I'm sorry for...
That's okay. Anyone can have technical problems.
Yeah, technical problem make me more nervous.
Don't worry. That was all fantastic. So, yeah, using my role as a facilitator to ask the first questions, but that doesn't have to be like that every time. You can, ask Neha and Yusra whatever comes into your mind. Who's ready? Charlotte.
No, I just want to, yeah, I just want to. No. I just wanted to say thank you for lending me your time and Sotenes, and since I had an opportunity to be a part tutor for you, and I have been appreciating it all the way. I'm a little bit surprised about the result today, since I didn't read the end, and I was particularly interested in the outcomes where you presented in leadership, and I think I will contact you a little bit about those or read through the report. But it was really nice to see it all packaged like this in a very communicative way, and in a very transferable knowledge package. So thank you very much. That's what I want to say.
Are you sure you don't have any questions for them? No, okay.
Not at this forum.
All right. Everyone would benefit from hearing the answers, but I'm going to give it a go. I have a question that relates to, let's say, your I'm going to call it fable, or your interest in agile and change management approaches. I'd like to challenge you a little bit with my question. I assume that many of the usual suspects that are involved in decision making in our hubs are quite used to the contrary, not agile, but very dense and long and maybe boring decision-making processes and organizing, and we have to talk to this and talk to that person. Have you thought about the potential culture clash that might come up with some of the users? Because obviously some of the stakeholders in the hubs are interested or attracted to more dynamic, agile ways of making decisions, of doing projects, of implementing stuff. Yeah, what would you say to that? Is there some key to implementing these more agile processes that creates acceptance or convinces people that are used to totally different decision-making approaches?
I think that Agile was chosen because the hub's governance and engagement challenges change over time and cannot be fixed with a single static model. An Agile approach lets hub. Oh, okay. Okay.
It's okay. Yeah, we hear you.
Okay. An Agile approach lets hub this small governance change, get feedbacks, and adapt structure to their maturity and rosters instead of over-formalizing or relying only on informal practices. This is my point of view.
Okay. Aniha, anything to add? No obligation.
I guess, the processes which are already done can be something which from the interviews which we understood is that the agile can be implemented, I guess, in an easy manner. It is not as difficult as it sounds because you take chance. It is a iteration of the activities which are done and getting a feedback for those. So I guess in the framework which we have written very clearly about all the things, I guess within the 20 minutes it was not possible to tell and explain everything in total. So in the report we have the current structure of the hub, which we understood from the interviews, from the case, from each hub, we have a case description written, and along with from the themes which we identified, and from that we have, made the report of the governance. So I guess it should be easy to follow on from the report once you have the complete clarity of the thing. So I guess the report stands as one of the things wherein everything can be cleared and how easy it is going to be to implement from that to the agile management. Yes.
I take it's also an invitation to be innovative and to experiment not only outside or with the topics and the projects that hubs implement, but to be experimentative and innovative with the structures of the hub itself. Yeah. So Marcus, you're the next one. And then we have Jens.
I guess I will steal Emma's question and ask, throughout the process and the interviews, what was the most surprising areas of the project? Or did you have any surprises at all?
Yeah, more than surprises, it was the learning perspective, or I would say the amount of information, new information which we got, especially one thing which comes in is the way, I guess, in Sotinus, the completing of the circular economy which is being done there. That was very clear from all the interviews which we conducted and from all the things which were there. So I guess, as I said, it was more from an learning perspective than from a surprising perspective, I would say, because we learned a lot, especially by using all these things, by using many things. I guess the most surprising thing is that we learned very much with this internship, I would say.
Yeah.
I can relate.
And what surprised me is that governance is really about people and fit, not only a perfect model.
Yeah, right. Nice. Thank you.
Jens, please.
Yes, I find that it is actually very interesting because I think that you are completely right, even though that some of us are sitting in very rigid decision making. Some of us, the challenge is actually, as you say, Alistair, but it is actually to break down those barriers. Because I think you are completely right that what you need is to combine it's a very difficult task and you have to balance on at the edge of a knife every time, but it is actually to be agile and at the same time do the change management in a very conservative areas, which are the rural areas are also in terms, of course, both on the conservative side, but also on the decision-making side, if you are constrained by that to a bigger extent. Then the thing is that the hubs, in my perspective, we can easily, I can identify it completely, and it's very good the way you put it up. It's very simple to put it up and say, how do you combine change management with an agile what do you call it, approach to getting things done, because everybody is conservative, but they want things done yesterday, right? And they want to see the results and they want to do things. You have to, I think you actually nailed it quite good. And it's a very, very good and simplified presentation of something that's actually very complex. So I think that it was a very good presentation that we can easily, unless you identify that this is actually what it is about. If you take the general term, then of course, as you also said, also to you, Alistair, you have to adapt it to the individual hub. How is that actually? How is the culture, as you say, in that hub in terms of decision making, in terms of people's ability to be agile, in terms of how they approach change management, and if they just actually want it as it was 20 years ago, or if they want to move into the future. So I think it was a very good presentation and very, very spot on. We could have been in your in your research as well, unless right, because we can easily identify that. But I can also easily identify the differences depending on where you are. But when we are talking rural areas and hubs, this is what it's all about, to get people engaged and to move them to somewhere else and deliver results, so they actually, you keep feeding them, you can say, so you ensure that they are still in, but they are not that much in that they are actually now I'm leaving, right? So it is really, that is the challenge to get the engagement in. So I think it was a very good presentation, and unfortunately I in 1 minute have another meeting about our C-Center result on survey, but so I have to leave. But I think it was very interesting. Also the previous presentations, but this is actually very much in relation to our hub perspective, and very, very good presented, I think, and simplified. It's not easy to simplify that. So thank you for that.
Thanks for being there.
Thank you.
And then I would also say, see you.
Bye-bye.
Later, I have to move on to the next one. Bye-bye.
That's all right.
Bye.
See you, Jens.
Yeah.
Bye, Jens.
Great. Well, yeah, I invite you to read the report once it's available, because I've read most of it, and there's an incredible depth that is difficult to present in 20 minutes. I saw Charlotte's hand up for a second, but then it went down again. Now she's frustrated because I saw it.
No, I just, well, the thing is that I was sort of referring to is I believe we are more or less, and saying that we are probably not there, but we are an agile organization, the symbiosis development. We need to be more, of course, and also depending on what kind of project you do, you work differently. But I'm just interested, like, what kind of a steering format would be the optimal for having an agile, adaptive, transformative organization active in a more slow square organ like the municipality, which is the actual situation for us and for a lot of us. And so what kind of steering format would be optimal? And I know we've spoken about it, and I know there's clues in the report and previous presentations, but also I'm just reflecting on the fact that I'm having a hidden agenda when I've written the project now that is all about the and those who work with the energy plan in the municipality. We are hoping that it will be approved, a handbook in being more agile because of the transformation of the world is being so much faster, and the change is so much more. You need to adapt more regularly. So we are looking at making a handbook for that, so that we could change the way we work with energy planning within smaller municipalities like Sotenäs, Färgelanda, and Strömstad. So I mean, this agile is of course the something we talk about widely, but it's just interesting that you talk about it. I understand that. That's why I would like them to work that way, because we want them to work in that way, so we could work together with business in Sotenäs more to make that flow easier, to make it more easier to work. I'm not sure where I'm going, but I just wanted to say that hearing other putting words on things is so useful. And
well, you did ask for the recipe. I picked that up. You were like, give me the recipe for our governance. I don't know what Neha and Yusra can answer to that. They might have some ingredients.
But like in our framework, I would say, since we have, since Sotenäs is a thriving hub, so here the steering committee should be, that is something which we understood from this, the documents and the analysis. So it is like a rotating steering committee, and especially wherein there is a check, like if we are having the right people on board, and if if I would say, if everything is, if all the participants, feel that their inputs are having results, and, do we have the right people, the right mix, or are we supposed to take someone in? So I guess if we have a regular check on the same, for at least a yearly check, I would say, because we have also gone through that in this report. So if there is a yearly check for the same as well, and I guess rotating steering committee is something which would benefit for this agile framework, working out this as well.
And that's it's a very good input, and that's the same way of thinking, like you're saying. That's also agile, like making sure that it doesn't stagnate, or and that makes it relevant and also incitement for the participants. So I think that is a very good key insight from you. Thank you.
Yeah, there was definitely a pointer in the report to the lightweight or non-existing performance measurement at the level of this steering or governance. No, there is no systematic measurement and reflection on how that works. But for me it wasn't surprising because it seems to be a topic that has come up now in the context of SIRR, because it's probably necessary for the next steps of the hubs in terms of, okay, we want to become more multiple helix. All right. So what do we offer multiple helix partners to be part of this hub? Is it that they can participate more in decision making, or do they have a specific role? How can we include in our strategies and activities that we are focusing on the interests of these new multiple helix stakeholders? Well, if we had something like a committee that includes these perspectives, then we'd be on track, or we could have a better connection to those interests, etc. So it's a whole lot of questions, in fact, that should be answered in each hub. And my informal proposal to Niha and Yusra has been in the last days that we convert the framework or the report into something like a workshop or workshop design that we can then perform online or when we meet with the hubs to provide the right ingredients or the right questions, and then develop a recipe for each hub, or at least a reflection on which way could it go, what fits in this specific hub. So that could be a good connection. It's 10:37. Any more questions for Neha and Yusra? Any general reflections on today, apart from saying thanks a lot to all of the students, and that we're looking forward to the two coming presentations from Omar and Marina Lini, who are present here today?
I want to thank Alistair and Charlotte for your support and guidance during this 4-month internship. Your constant presence and feedback made this experience really transformative. So thank you.
Yeah,
it was a pleasure.
We should definitely say that as well, because we were, when we had some doubts, we had some people to look into, at that moment, especially Alistair with his, supporting for the writing session and everything. So even Charlotte was very big, support as a whole for everything. So yes, we have to thank, and especially to Peresmo and Emil for giving us a chance to do this internship and meet such wonderful people. So thank you. Yeah.
Thank you, Marcus.
So I also would like to thank everyone, of course. First, one quick question. Because I'm gonna send the report to you, when do you need it? Because I would like to change as much as possible to English in a good way.
In 20 minutes, like 11? I don't have any deadline.
Can I send it on Monday, Tuesday, or something like that?
I think so. Emma, do we have any kind of constraints? I don't think we have.
No, in January would be great. Yeah, because it's 2 weeks until the next presentation and talk session with other 2 presentations. Yeah, so don't rush. Make sure, take your time and do a good report. We're looking forward to read it.
It's finalized in Swedish, but I'm just gonna make sure, because I've translated quite much of it. So I'm just working a little bit more. Thank you. And thank you very much, everyone, for the support. You've been very quick to answer me. And an extra thank you to Peresmo, who have supported me very well throughout the process.
Fabulous. Ritu, last comments.
Exactly. I would like to thankful to you and Per and Emil and Emma, who supported me a lot. Thank you so much for this golden opportunity for me.
It's been a pleasure. Thanks for your contributions. The SIRR project has benefited a lot. And we'll continue to, because all of this material is dense and we still have to digest it and to do more stuff out of it. So, as I said, we're looking forward to the presentations of Marina Lini and Omar next in two Fridays. Is it next Friday? It's next Friday already. Yeah, fantastic. Okay, well, thanks a lot, and see you soon.
Yeah, thank you, everyone. See you.
Bye-bye. Have a good day and a good weekend.
Bye. Thank
See
you.
you.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.